Hey, what's up guys, Ref here. So today we're going to look at an interesting story involving Capcom, who has become increasingly pro-censorship over the past few years. They have officially declared their war on mods, and they are now claiming that mods that are offensive to public order and morals will be removed. Now, this is a pretty crazy story, but before we get into that, happy Halloween everyone, and to celebrate that, my code REV30 is now active with Advanced GG for the next couple of days. Use the code REV30 at checkout for 30% off your total order. Now, there's some interesting fall items you can check out, like the pumpkin spice latte flavored energy supplement, and I have to attest, it is quite delicious. Or you could use it on things like merch or their ice shakers or even a glow-in-the-dark shaker. Some pretty cool stuff there that is also limited, so don't miss out on your opportunity to snag these before they're gone. Again, use the link in the pinned comment and code REV30 at checkout for 30% off your Advanced GG order. Now, back to the article we're going to focus on for today. It's titled, Capcom Takes Aim at PC Game Modding, says developers should be concerned over mods that are offensive to public order and morals. Ladies and gentlemen, is this a company that develops games like Resident Evil, or is this some like religious organization? I mean, what a weird standard. Offensive to public order and morals. What does that even mean? That could pretty much touch just about anything at that point. That could be used to ban pretty much every mod out there. But the article starts off by saying, in a move that's both concerning and unsurprising, given the ongoing rise in anti-consumer rhetoric across nearly every industry, Capcom has officially declared their opposition to the concept of PC game modding. Now, a lot of people saw all of this censorship and the crackdown on mods, and they thought of Nintendo. I mean, those are the usual suspects for this sort of thing. But no, in this case, it is not Nintendo, it is Capcom. And honestly, it really shouldn't surprise anyone because only a few months ago, we actually talked about this in a video, Capcom updated their sort of mission statement when it comes to their localizations. And this line down here really just says it all. Simply translating games developed under Japanese norms can end up hurting users unexpectedly due to historical, religious, or cultural differences. Yeah, a lot of people looked at this line and thought that this was a product of xenophobia because they are basically implying that there's something wrong with Japanese norms and they are shocking and offensive to those outside of Japan, and any sort of work needs to be carefully censored to avoid offending people. But returning to the article, so what happened was there was a recent panel hosted by Capcom members, and it was the topic of anti-cheat and anti-piracy measures in PC games, and one of the programmers basically gave their advice on how to deal with all of these modders that are affecting their games. Now, it's a little bit of a slideshow presentation they did, but here's some of the most important parts. So right here it says, the state of cheats and piracy in PC games. Should you target mods in your anti-cheat, anti-piracy programs? All mods are defined as cheats, except when they are officially supported. What they are doing internally is no different than cheating. So what they're saying is, basically, no matter what type of mod this is, whether it's a mod that gives you an unfair advantage in a game, especially against other players, or a mod that simply increases the bust size of your anime waifu in a game, they're all the same in Capcom's eyes. That's all cheating, one way or another. And of course, if it's cheating, they want to get rid of it by their own standards that they're saying here. So that's a pretty broad, sweeping statement right there that pretty much says all mods are gone. Because also, when it comes to officially supported mods, there's very few. That's a very rare circumstance. And yes, it's a pretty big deal because this is pretty much everything. And we'll talk about kind of the solution to all this and what this all means in a second. But continuing on in the article here, they say that the majority of mods can have a positive impact on the game. He continued, some mods, however, can be detrimental to the company both in terms of reputational damage and in terms of workload. Yeah, see, they say the majority of mods can have a positive impact, but then they make a statement that pretty much makes all mods a form of cheating, which would mean they're all banned. So they're kind of contradicting themselves. But let's see what they mean by the reputational damage and the increase in workload. So this one says reputational damage caused by malicious mods. the image of the product is tarnished when mods are released that violate public order and morals without permission. Mods can be mistaken for legitimate implementations and can cause bad publicity. Now, this statement, this top one, is the one that a lot of people are really focusing on. Mods that violate public order and morals. That sounds crazy for Capcom to be saying. That pretty much sounds like it could affect just about anything, and it's very Puritan-like, and it's definitely another sign of the increasing pro-censorship stance that Capcom is taking, and they're really just making themselves look completely unlikable to gamers out there. And down here they say workload due to malicious mods, customers affected by buggy mods, cost support time, worst cases include freezes and save data corruption. Investigations take time and are futile even if they turn out to be successful, which, yeah, that's kind of the point. They can always just work around you. Delays in the original production of the game due to the time required for research. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of excuses being made when mods are, and a lot of times, improving upon your product. But nonetheless, this is how they kind of ended the article. The person from Capcom who did the presentation said that they did not explicitly note any efforts that they're taking against these non-malicious modders, but in his presentation, he did ultimately conclude with a call for developers to remain diligent and ever-evolving in the vaguely defined battle against cheaters and pirates. Now, I'm going to do Capcom a solid here, and any company like them, and give them the perfect answer to their problem, okay? How do you fight piracy when they're, how do you fight piracy in the realm of video games and other online content creation like that? How do you fight these pirates? You fight them by making a good product. Because at the end of the day, these mods exist to enhance your games and to fill in the gaps where players felt, well, we're missing something, whether it's adding content into the game or improving character designs or improving landscape or something like that. These mods are filling a gap to improve your product. And the fact that they're so worried about this just kind of is a self-report. It just tells me that they're worried that these mods are doing a better job than them. And if they did offer a solid product or didn't constantly censor themselves, like with the new Resident Evil 4 re-release, maybe we wouldn't need these mods as much. And yeah, it's just overall a very bad look for Capcom. This was a very, very terrible little presentation that I have a feeling they didn't want to get out there, but now that it is, a lot of gamers are upset about this, and especially those who use or create mods. Now, I saw something else involving mods. It's a little loose end related to this whole topic, but I thought it was pretty funny. So I saw this tweet recently saying modern female characters, and give some examples here. 40-year-old virgin gamer. They are also hideous. I won't be playing Western video games. The Western video game devs hate women. They are purposely making them ugly. Go woke, go broke, blah, 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 blah. And then the sexy characters they're talking about in some old low-quality images of characters. But the idea of this is hilarious because all of these characters up here, these aren't their actual designs. These are all characters that were affected by mods that made them look more attractive. It's like the biggest self-own I've ever seen in my life. And the user down here is coping so hard. They say the fact that y'all can tell that these are mods from how minute the changes are and how shrunken the images are just proves that you're terminally online coomers and muted. So you can scream and I can't hear this stuff. Which anytime you have to mute a thread in this sort of a circumstance because people pointed out your misinformation, it should be pretty obvious that you made a bad tweet. And it's the classic formula, making an idiotic statement and going, oh my God, so many people are triggered by this. Yeah, just another example of that. But I thought we would end the video on a little more of a lighthearted note, just a funny example of mods in action there. But nonetheless, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please share all of your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.